Welcome back to Fear Begins, where your Halloween horrors come to life. Tonight's tale takes us to a quiet suburban street. The kind you see in postcards. Perfect hedges. Clean sidewalks. Smiling neighbors dot, but at the end of this picture-perfect lane sits one house no one talks about. And for good reason. If you've ever passed by a house that gave you the chills for no reason, comment below. Share this story with someone who always dares to explore the creepy places. And let us know in the comments, where are you watching Fear Begins from tonight? Now, turn off the lights, put your headphones on, and don't look out your window. Asterisk, Hazel Lane was the kind of street that made real estate agents foam at the mouth. Tree-lined sidewalks, mailboxes shaped like barns, kids playing in the yards after school. It had everything. Except for one thing, the house at the very end. Number 47 dot. It wasn't just abandoned, it was avoided. The grass grew knee-high. The mailbox was rusted and leaned like a drunk. The windows, although intact, were always dark, no reflections, no glare, just black. Growing up, the neighborhood kids called it the house that watches. Most of us had never seen anyone go near it. Except for one kid, Danny Merrick, was 13 when he disappeared. It was Halloween night, 2006. Danny, like all boys that age, had a streak of arrogance stitched into him like a second skin. He and a few friends dared each other to knock on number 47's door, trick dash, or treating the haunted house. They walked up the cracked sidewalk, giggling, shoving each other. Two of them chickened out. Danny didn't. He walked all the way to the porch, took a breath, knocked 3 times. He was never seen again. They found his candy bag on the doorstep the next morning. Still full. No signs of forced entry. No struggle. Just gone. Fast forward to October 2023. I had just moved back into town with my fiancée, Lily. We were both writers, me a failed novelist, her a successful children's book author. We wanted somewhere quiet, cozy, peaceful. When I told the realtor we were interested in Hazel Lane, she smiled. Until I said, number 47. Her face fell. That property's tied up, she said carefully. Technically off market, but money talks, and Lila loved the idea of a fixer-upper. We signed papers within the week. The neighbors watched. Used like we were walking into a minefield. No one welcomed us. The first night was fine. Cold, but fine. The second night, the noises started. It wasn't creaking wood or wind. It was tapping. Inside the walls, behind the mirrors, from under the floorboards. On the third night, Lila found a door in the basement we hadn't noticed before. Metal, bolted shut. A strange symbol carved into it, 3 intersecting circles, and a vertical slash. We called a contractor. He refused to touch it, seal it. Forget it exists, he muttered, already backing up the stairs. That night, we heard footsteps in the attic. We didn't have an attic. The neighbors didn't want to talk. Until one evening, old Mrs. Robson from across the street flagged me down while I was taking out the trash. You need to leave, she said. No hello, no smile. That house, it's still hungry. She told me about the others. Kids who had vanished over the decades. 2 men who had tried to renovate the place in 1991 both died in their sleep. No cause found. No trauma. Just stopped breathing. They buried something in that house, she whispered. years ago, and it's never rested. It was Halloween Eve when we heard the bolt snap. The metal door in the basement had opened on its own. Lila was upstairs. I crept down alone, flashlight in hand. Behind that door was a stairwell. Stone. Narrow dot, it descended farther than made sense deeper than any house should reach dot at the bottom. A room dot empty, except for one thing. A chair facing the wall. And in the corner, something written in red chalk. The others watch, do not turn around. But of course I did. The chair was empty. But I felt breath on my neck. Layla changed after that night dot at first. It was small. She was quieter, didn't want to eat. Stared into corners for minutes at a time. Then it got worse. I found her in the middle of the night, standing in the yard, barefoot, whispering to the house. I tried to shake her out of it. She looked at me and said, "They're in the mirrors now." The next morning, all the mirrors in the house had cracked. Every single one, and every shard reflected something else, dot, not us, dot. The tapping grew louder, that it became whispers, dot, at first. I couldn't understand them. But then I heard a name, dot, Danny. Dot, I dug through old town records, dot, Danny Merrick wasn't the only one. Since 1952, 10 people had vanished inside number 47. None recovered. The house had gaps in time. Rooms that didn't exist until you opened the wrong door. I set up a camera in the living room. Left it recording overnight. The next morning, the footage was gone. Replaced with one image. Lila, sitting in the basement, surrounded by children with no faces. I begged her to leave. She just smiled. They want to meet you. That night, the house changed, the walls stretched. The lights bled black. The front door vanished. I ran to the basement. The stairwell was wider now. Deeper. Endless. I heard Lila's voice below, singing a nursery rhyme. One by one, they climb below to feed the house so it may grow. I descended. The chair was gone, dot, in its place a pit, and Lila stood at the edge, arms outstretched. They said you'd come, she whispered. Then she jumped. I tried to leave, but the house wouldn't let. Dot, every door opened into the same hallway. Every hallway led back to the basement, the pit. Pulse, dot, whispers filled my head. They told me things I had forgotten, shameful things, painful memories, losses I buried. They fed on it. And then I saw them, dot, the others, eyes like hollow moons, skin like wax, dot, Danny Merrick was among them. He opened his mouth. It's your turn now. They found me on the lawn the next morning, dot, naked, bleeding from my ears, screaming. I don't remember getting out. The house was gone. Just a crater, dot, as if number 47 had never existed. The neighbors pretended it had never been there. Lila was never found. They asked me if she ran. I said no, dot, she went home. She was always part of it. Asterisk. Have you ever passed a house that made your skin crawl? Did you ever knock on a door and regret it? Comment below with your creepiest childhood dare, and let us know where you're watching from. We see you. FearFam. New terrifying stories daily until Halloween. Until then, lock your doors. Watch the mirrors. And don't ever follow the whispers.